Ellie's channel. Today, Alex and I have had a very, very lazy day. And we've moved from couch to couch, read books, played games, and finally decided to take a bath. And as we were pulling out our things, we realized we didn't have the mixture that we normally make. So Alex and I wanted to show you how we make our bath mixture that we put in our bathtubs every time we get in. I wanted to start off by saying we do not use any chemicals at home and we avoid everything by all means. I mean, we don't put bubbles, we don't put like smell good stuff that's supposedly good for you, but has like essential oils slash God knows what else is in there. So the only three things as far as substances that we put is magnesium salt, and it looks like this. We get the organic brand from Amazon, and it's like little flakes that look like, let's see if you can see it, get it centered here. Look like little salt particles, just like this. All right, so then I get food grade baking soda, and lastly, Epsom salt. So what we normally do is get a big bowl, and I let the boys get dirty. And I'll add 1/3 of this, 1/3 of the baking soda, and 1/3 of the magnesium flakes, and about a tablespoon to 2 of a carrier oil. So I have coconut oil today. You can use grapeseed oil and anything else in between that, and squirt it in there. Lastly, we're going to add our essential oils that the boys absolutely love. I always go to tea tree oil first, only because it helps with so many things that the boys could constantly have. One, every time they have scrapes and things like that, and bug bites and wounds, and I mean, they're boys, they're going to have some scratches and something on their bodies. So it helps disinfect, and it also smells great, and it's absolutely one of their favorite oils. I had always used them, so I add about 5 drops of tea tree in here. Then most of our bath times, unlike today, are right before bed. So I'll also add lavender to relax them and soothe their bodies and get them ready and prepped for story time and the end of our night. So this is the first mixture that I make, and I will mix all that up together. Or do you want to come mix it up together? Come mix it up together so I don't have to get dirty. Alex will mix it all up together. Then what I'll do is put one of the mixtures in a mason jar, stick it in there. It will be probably about halfway full, and this would go into his bath next time when we go take a bath. So once it's all mixed, you can go and put it in here. And again, like I have said many times before, we've had so many problems with Alex when he was younger, and I had eliminated all of the household products, but there were still some things that needed elimination out of our daily routines. And so it wasn't just one thing that we removed that helped any of us. It was a combination of things that we constantly try to improve our bodies. And so one rule, major rule that I always have is if I won't eat it and I won't put it on my skin, then I am not put it on my body. And that is with my makeup, that is with, like I don't use lotions, but like what I use for lotions, that is with my toothpaste, my shampoo, and everything else in between that. Let's make another batch here, baby. So second batch, this is the first batch, right about halfway full. Second batch, so put a little bit, 1/3 of your magnesium flakes again, 1/3 of, let's see, baking soda, and 1/3 of your jar of Epsom salt. Not Epsom salt, that is Epsom salt. Whoops. All right, so second mixture that we like to do is eucalyptus, and everybody loves the smell. About 5 to 10 drops. Then we add peppermint, and my mom just gave me this peppermint. I'm not sure if it's a good brand or not, but she didn't care for it. And peppermint is absolutely essential in the winter for us. We don't have congestion colds and the whole 9 yards anymore, but every time if you have a baby at home that is struggling with breathing problems or congestion issues, then you can certainly add it onto their bath or rub it down with a carrier oil when they're sick and rub it on their bodies. It helps to soothe them. And then if you add a little bit of lavender to top it off, you are good for a good night of sleep. Now, I always add lavender. Like I said, our bath times are before bedtime, and I want calm babies, right?
Yep.
Is that your favorite one? The lavender?
Yes.
So Brayden really likes it. Like, he uses this as his cologne, he says, because it smells so good. It's stress away from Young Living, and let's see, it's one of those combinational things that they sell, and it has, let's see, it has citrus and lime and cedarwood, vanilla, a tea leaf, and lavender oil. And so it smells really good, but it's really strong. So I'll only let him use it after he gets out of his bathtub, and he can just apply it on his body, and a bottle like this probably lasts him about a month and a half. So once this whole mixture is done, the third mixture that I'll do in our third jar is with things that I have in my garden that keeps on dying, you guys. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but the only thing that I have left in there is basil. So we'll just add some basil, and I'll try to find some other herbs that are not dead. I'll be back for that to inform you of what actually happened in my little garden that's not sustaining by me. I guess that's all my fault there. But anyway, so I'll add some herbs, and I wish I would have more herbs, and I'll add like rosemary and lemon essential oil, but for the time being, you know, we gotta work with what we got. So third mixture is on the way, and I'll let you know what I pick out of my garden in just a second. Only two things that were still thriving in my garden were the mints that I guess you can't kill if you try to, because I totally have forgotten to water them in the past couple of days. And then citronella plant. I absolutely love the smell of this. In Bulgaria, I know it's a mosquito repellent plant here, but in Bulgaria they make it into a tea for whenever you have a cold and a cough, and it helps to soothe your bronchial trunk. So I have those two herbs. I am going to chop them up into small little pieces, add them on to our next mixture, and for the next essential oil that I'll add on lemongrass. It works so much better because you already have the citronella that has a very nice, rich flavor and a smell of lemon. So adding on a couple of drops of this oil would just help it bring out the natural smell that it already has. So 5 drops of the lemongrass oil. Then, of course, I'm going to add the lavender in here. And lastly, but not least, I am adding the peppermint oil. Let's see, 5 drops of this, and this is actually not full drops that it's giving me, so I'll add a little more. And finally, add the rest of our ingredients. So the rest of the Epsom salt that you have, the rest of the magnesium salt, and the rest of the baking soda. Mix it all in, put it in, tighten your jars with little mason caps, and you have your bath bombs or bath jars ready to go. Now, I'll show you another trick that we learned a couple of years ago. We didn't know what to get my dad. You know, like, it's really hard around the holidays to get a grown man something that he has and he needs. So I'm like, okay, what do I get my dad? Well, the boys had this great idea to make him little bath bombs. And so we bought these. I don't remember where we got them from, probably Amazon, because, you know, we live in the middle of nowhere. But we got these little bath bombs, and so once you have your mixture, instead of putting it in a jar, you can put it in one of those bath bombs and let it set. What I did last year when I made some for friends, I got them in the refrigerator to cool off and take the form, and then I kept them in there until I needed to get them out. Once I got them out, then they were just fine the way that they were and didn't break up. I'll wrap them with some clear, what is that called? Clear plastic thing, cellophane, and gifted those. Now, if you're really not trying to stay away from everything, don't add food coloring. Just for my little friends that I did that for, I added food coloring so that way it looked colorful for them. So we added blue and pinks and greens and made it all nice. And that was just something else, that extra that we did for them, but I don't normally do that at home. So what I'll do is just scoop on both sides and even it out, remove any excess stuff that we have, and voila, we'll have your little bowl. Now, the only thing you may need to do a little bit different is add more oil here, because it's not going to be as solid and it's not going to stick together as easily. But up to you. I mean, you can always play around with your recipe and figure out what works best for you.
Mix it.
And mix it. So we're gonna keep on mixing and making a big mess, and then we'll definitely need a bath. Are we done? You don't know. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do that now. Don't forget to turn on the notification button and drop a like. If you have any questions about what we do, why we do, and anything else in between that, I'll be glad to answer them. So shoot them in the comments below. See you guys next time.